We got another video on men whose downfall was lust.
On today's episode of Men Whose Downfall Was Lust, we have another example of where lust led to death. Now, before I start this story, I want to say this happened very recently, so nothing has went to court. So everything I'm about to say is alleged. This guy behind me, his name is Demetrius Beverly. Demetrius is 39 years old, a football coach in Alabama, a husband, and a father. On the night of August 13th, Demetrius went to his Sneaky Link's house, who was 23 years old, and Demetrius would not leave that house alive. You see, while Demetrius and his girl, side piece, was in the act, her boyfriend came home and caught them in his bed. Let me put emphasis on his bed because his name was on the lease, so he was living there paying bills. So I can only imagine the rage he felt when he seen another man in his bed.
Damn. Imagine you come home and you see another man in bed, in your bed that you slept on when you woke up. You was in that bed when you woke up. You come home and there's another man in there with your girl. I know they have crimes of passion where if you have a gun on you and you just open fire, it's like you still go to jail, but I think it's like a lesser sentence or something like that. But man, that right there is crazy. That'll make you have some trust issues. But I can't imagine that. I can't imagine that. Hell no. Both of them gotta go. Both of them gotta go. Both of them gotta go. Crime of passion.
He grabbed his Glock switch and Demetrius was hit multiple times. After realizing what he'd done, the young man fled the scene. The police were called and he is now in custody. And I've seen a couple theories, but after investigating, it's being said that the boyfriend was usually gone at night, but this young lady was posting Demetrius on her close friends, and that's how he found out and came home that night. But again, those are just theories. Either way, Demetrius was not only a husband, but a father and chose to risk and lose his life over the cat. And lust made him do that. Lust made him bypass all the big red flags that were in front of him. One, the biggest red flag, you have a wife and kids, man. Go home. Two, the second red flag, you're 39, she's 23. Y'all are in two separate stages of y'all lives, right?
29 and 20, 23 and 39. 23 and 39. Damn. Man, he had no business being out there, no business being at that man's house. He had no business being at that man's house, being in that man's bed with that man's wife or girl. You got a wife and you got a kid at home. Hey, ain't no reason you should be out there. Ain't no way. At some point, you just gotta just chop it up. Like you got kids, you got a family. Oh my God, I clicked out of it.
You know, if she's posting him on her close friends, that means she's comfortable. That means they've been doing this for a minute. So I don't think that was Demetrius' first time in this man's house. So I think he knew she had a man. But
meaning that he was comfortable. And that's bad. When you start getting comfortable, you start letting your guard down. When you get comfortable, you start like doing stuff that you wouldn't typically do because you're comfortable. So he just got comfortable, let his guard down. But I mean, I don't know how the layout of the apartment is, but if there was a window in the bed, could he have jumped out the window? How high up there was? Were they at the ground level? Stuff like that. I mean,
But let's say he didn't know. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Say he didn't know she had a man. You got a wife and kids at home, man. You got to go home. But that's how powerful the spirit of lust is. It will make you bypass all of your common sense in order for you to feed it. There was no logical reason that he should have been in this position. He should still be alive today. But that lust can take over, man. That lust can just make you a zombie and just make you feed it and feed it and feed it until it's fulfilled. And it's never fulfilled. That's why this message is, man, control your lust or it will control and destroy you. On today's episode,
I don't know. I'm not gonna say he knew or he didn't know. That's. I ain't gonna lie. It don't matter whether he knew or not. He still shouldn't have been there. He has a family. Go home. Let me see. Never go to a female's house because you never know who has a key. You shouldn't even sit in front in your car. Find a neutral place to meet. None of these women are single for real. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Going to her place and doing it there when you don't know who could come through the door, who could be like at the house, whether she's setting you up while you're in the act or while you just getting there or getting in the house, like going to her house and doing all that, no go. Like motels, hotels, car, hell, fast food restaurant, but going to her house, dead. Especially when you got a wife and kid at home. If he honored his marriage, none of this would have happened. Y'all think he went to heaven? Serious question. So what you think? You looking up at us? I think the sad part about this whole situation is that if they had a shred of decent at any moment, at any point, this wouldn't have happened. You laid up with a woman in her man bed and you can tell a man lives there. I feel sorry for the young man and charges should be brought against the woman. Now that the man is dead, the shooter will go to prison and the girl walks away. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That girl needs to go get, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's something, golly, bro. Because the girl is the only one who's walking away from this unscathed, untouched, maybe a little bit traumatized, but the girl is walking away like she could go to another city, another state, another country, and start a whole nother family while he's in prison and he's dead. That's crazy.
Never forgot, stay and you'll know, stay for the plot. Yeah, in the end, we'll get it right. Time can tick on, but forever you're mine. And we could never